discussion. So if you just tuned in, you just saw the battle of the Dutchman Yuri Landsman, former national champion of the Netherlands, not this year, but last year, going up against Matthijs Schurman, one of the nicest guys that you can actually meet at one of these events. Even if he crushes you completely, he's going to have a nice chat with you after the match.
Yeah.
This is actually what happens right now between those two guys. They are, of course, friends. And it was one of the probably the most creative matchup we're going to have this weekend.
Yeah.
With DDD on the one hand, that was, of course, Matthijs,
Yeah.
who ended up being successful. And Yuri, on the other hand, was playing Paleozoic.
Yep.
Not what we expected.
No, very strange. I'd have expected Paleozoic to be played maybe in a couple of weekends' time.
Yeah.
After Invasion Vengeance.
Right, because they get some support there, yeah.
Yeah, some really awesome support.
So, okay, we're foreshadowing the things to come. Yeah, we're working through the fog of Liverpool, and you can believe me, there's a lot outside. All right, so let's break it down for you guys. The first match, Matthijs kicks things off in spectacular fashion.
Yeah, I think games 1 and 2 were just kind of really one-sided, and then game 3 was kind of
a bit of a back and
backwards and forward.
Yeah.
But
although the game winner in the first game, of course, is the
Kalyuga.
Yeah, that big gigantic monster
Yeah.
that can completely stop anything that is really dependent on the back row.
Yeah.
And
Just anything, it negates all effects.
And Yuri wasn't seeing that coming.
No. Which, I mean, it really did put the work in.
Yeah, we kind of wondered why didn't he activate Waboku before the card hit the field.
He completely forgot about it.
He just forgot about the card, that it basically existed. This is one of the things when you're building a deck that is going to do well against the supposedly most popular deck, in this case the ABC deck, and then suddenly you're playing against something else and you're like, oh, what did this deck do? I can't think of it again.
Yeah, exactly.
This is what happened. So this is basically how he lost the first game, just to that one card.
Yep.
And then the second game was very different. Yuri did work through his gigantic deck. He's playing 51 cards, which turned out to be a puzzle that we couldn't solve over the entire duration of the match. Pictures are more than 1,000 words here. And so he was working through his deck with his Jar of Greed, with his Legacy of Yatagarasu, playing all these filler cards as well.
Yeah.
And eventually ended up with the Barrier Statue, with the Wetlands,
Shield.
and the Moon Mirror Shield. That's a monster that is impossible to beat in combat.
Yeah.
And very hard to beat in any other way, really, because the Barrier Statue shuts down a lot of what your opponent can do.
Yeah, exactly. He'd have had to beat it with some kind of trap card.
So we did see what the deck is supposed to do in the second game, of course.
Yep.
And then in the third game, Matthijs, with the advantage of going first, assembling a big field.
Yeah, just having Dark as well as a bunch of Dark contracts, I think it helped a bunch.
Yeah. Going up to 11,000 life points. And even though Yuri was able to, again, have a monster with the Moon Mirror Shield equipped, so he could...
Yeah.
We thought he might be one by one picking apart the monsters, but Matthijs just had too much.
Yeah.
Just too many options to go for combos, go for big monsters, and overwhelm his opponent.
Yeah.
Anything that we're missing here?
No, I think it was a great deck. I mean, Matthijs must know this deck really well, and I guess he's just looking forward to when Lamia comes out, because it just opens up the options.
How does these decks? How do these decks fare against the big deck of the weekend, the ABC deck?
Yeah, I think it kind of...
it's not as dependent on the back row, of course.
Yeah, exactly. But still, you can get rid of the Union Hanger quite easily with Kalyuga. Yeah. And I think it's just all about being able to play through that Dragon Buster and play through a few different things, which it kind of can. As long as you get the Kepler effect and you get your Dark Contracts going, then...
You're in the loop.
Yeah.
You just keep going.
Yeah, as long as you've got enough Dark Contracts and you kind of have your slimes set up in the right places, then you can,
That sounded completely wrong on so many levels.
Well,
yeah, okay, just keep going.
Swirly slime.
Yeah, I know that you meant the card. It's just, as long as you get your slime in the right places is a very weird phrase that I don't recommend using that in other contexts.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but it's fair game for Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournaments. All right, what do we make of Yuri's deck?
Yeah, it's just crazy.
It does have the advantage of the rogue deck, of course.
Yeah, well, that's
no question about that.
As soon as Matthijs saw the 3 cards from Pot of Duality, he was just kind of like, what?
Yeah. It's like, okay, all right. We're going to talk to our friend, who's definitely going to have some input for us. I'm pretty certain that they had a good time at the table as well.
Yeah, I'm sure they did.
Knowing that they are friends and from the same country, of course.
Yep.
So don't go anywhere, guys. We're going to be right back with a quick interview with Matthijs.
Long ago, in ancient times, a sacred game was played of both spirit and mind. 7 items hold the mystery, puzzle eyes, string rods, scale and key. Who will make the final stand and make the move? The answer lies in your hand. And whether you win or lose, hangs in the balance with your heart to choose. Trust in the heart of the coward battlefield. Remember to trust in the heart of the coward. Time to do. Long ago, in ancient times, sacred games played of both spirit and mind. 7 items hold the mystery. Just trust in the heart of the
And we're back with Matthijs. Congratulations.
Thanks.
You seem to have a good time at that table.
Yeah, always.
Always.
Always a good time.
Yeah. And you, of course, are friends with Yuri.
Yeah.
I think all the players from the Netherlands are great friends, aren't they?
At least we all know each other.
You all know each
or
other.
at least they all know me, of course.
Okay. Like the rest of the tournament, basically.
Yes.
So what happened? Let's break it down for you. He plays the Pot of Duality. You see the 3 cards. You're like, what is this?
Yeah, I was like, I think I once saw this card in a sneak preview, and that's it.
That's it, yeah. And how weird is it for him to play so many cards in his deck? Plays like 51 cards.
Yeah, I had the same thing. I asked, so you play all those draw cards so that you can play more draw cards? And he was like, yeah, but I need them to chain or stuff. And I was like, okay, interesting concept.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We like right until the very end, we weren't sure why he was playing so many cards.
Yeah, me neither.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not really a math kind of guy, but I think he isn't as well.
Okay.
No burn intended.
Yeah, no, I get it. Okay. You are, of course, playing DD this weekend.
Yep.
Why are you playing DD?
When the new series Arc V came and I saw it at the one episode, he summons all 3 boss monsters, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna do that as well.
Yeah, that's the official first time that anybody has ever given me the explanation that they are playing this deck because they saw it on the anime and they really liked it in the anime.
Yeah, and then it turned out that I have to wait and wait till I receive all of those cards.
Okay,
so
but finally they're here.
No, still not.
It's still not all of them,
not all of
but
it,
enough
but
of them.
Enough to play it indeed. So.
Right, and this is why you're playing it.
Yes.
That's really unique. Like it's what you would expect in the Dragon Duels.
Yeah, and there's another reason, but I cannot say it on stream.
Okay, okay, then let's.
So
we're gonna keep you guys in suspense.
Yes.
All right, we're gonna end with a cliffhanger in this particular thing. All right. So this deck, of course, is extremely strong against anything that depends on their back row.
Yeah.
We saw that in the first game, and it appeared that Yuri wasn't seeing that coming.
No, because he thought, oh yeah, of course. Oh, so you have a heavy storm, a monster with a heavy storm effect, but it also prevents you from activating anything.
So it's better than a heavy
that's
storm.
even better.
Yeah.
And it's during either player's turn. So when he went with the card of demise, in my head I was like, sure, go ahead, because you either have to keep them in hand and discard them, or you set them and I will destroy them for you.
Yeah,
so
there's really nothing that you. Yeah, and you kind of pointed that out to him, right? You were like, hey, I can activate this in your turn, and right in that moment he was like. Okay.
Yeah.
Shuffling up. All right. So what happened in the second game? How come you couldn't beat him in the second?
Because he has the barrier statue. When its basic says you can only special summon water type monsters.
And that's
if you've noticed my deck list, I don't play water monsters.
Exactly. Yeah.
And neither do I play any normal summon monster with more than 1,000 attack, so there was no way for me to get over it.
So as soon as this card is on the field, is it over for you? Or
No, because
there are a few answers.
Because I can still normal summon my my searcher, so that I can do the because then summon Kepler, search for my trap card which destroys one card on the field, But
it's you're only out basically.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
so
I still have. I have 3 Dark Contract of the Gate to search for it. I can draw it. I play the Allure of Darkness, Pot of
Yeah.
Desire, so which I didn't see that game as well. So
But how consistent is this deck? It seems kind of consistent.
yeah, it really is, because there are so many ways to search. It's like, all right, I have a hand of 5 cards. Oh, I'm missing 1 piece. Then I
Mm-hmm.
that, search that. That's basically the reason why I also like it, because you can alter your hand,
Right.
and that's
right.
really good.
It's not one of those you always do the same thing. You can go through different.
Yeah.
And it's pretty complex, the deck. It has so many combos.
Yeah.
Although we kind of only saw you unleash like a couple of them. Is that the case, that you only have like your go-to combos, like your 3, 4, 5 moves that you do, or do you really like use the entire arsenal?
No, not yet. That's because with
You're
the
missing.
current arsenal that you have,
Mm-hmm.
you can only do like this.
You can only do so
yeah.
much. Yeah. All
So
right.
when I return in Prague, I will show you the full combo.
Are you really like this deck? You're gonna keep
Yeah.
playing it for a little bit longer?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, sure will.
And it doesn't seem like it's gonna get hit very heavily.
Not yet, at least. That's because it's not complete. So
Yeah, it's always just once the entire thing is there. All right, let's talk about your side deck maybe. We haven't really seen that in action in this particular
actually, you
matchup.
did, because the someone on stream asked, why are you playing Dark Contact with errors for decks like this? It was obvious a card to my side deck, because I can, if I find out my opponent plays a lot of traps, well, I have my search monster to get it from me.
yeah.
So
So it's better than trap stun or something, because you
I
can
can
get
search it.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else that is worth mentioning here?
I thought about when I also play 1 Draw a Lockbird,
Mm-hmm.
and because he also draws stuff, Draw a Lockbird you can discard, so to prevent your opponent from adding card to their hand. So, but in the end I chose not to go for the Draw and Lock, but go for Raigeki,
Mm-hmm.
because if he had that barrier statue again, I have to
You
get
have
rid
to-
of it
Yeah, you have
somehow.
another out to the
Yeah.
barrier statue. Okay. Is there something apart from the cards that are gonna be released? Is there something that you're really missing in your deck where you're like, if I could, I would add this card, or?
Well, there is also the option to go with a synchro route,
Mhm.
because right now I only play Fusion and Exceed, but you can play Glow Bulb if you want to make Cyframe Omega, for example.
Right, right.
And well, that's also good. But while testing, I drew it so many times, and when it's in your hand, it does nothing.
Yeah. So,
So-
okay. Yeah. So sometimes it's also about what happens during playtesting. So if those experiences would have been different, we might have seen you with a slightly different build.
Yeah. Yeah, indeed.
Okay, so this also seems to be a deck that keeps adapting and like changing according to the metagame that you need.
Definitely.
Definitely pretty flexible as well.
Yeah, and it's my last year I played at Bochum. I played Shadow
Mm-hmm.
because I also like the flexibility of it, and this is also a deck with flexibility
Similar
and,
in that.
and also fusion monsters and stuff like that.
All right.
I also like the multiple extra deck types.
How easy is it for you to win against ABC?
Well, during playtesting, I actually won quite a lot of it,
Mm-hmm.
but it is difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more. I have to think more about their options. But I am lucky that most people don't really know all of my cards,
Right. So
which is always so they think they think it through, but then they forget. Oh, he could also do this.
You can also do this. Yeah. All right. Element of surprise.
Yes,
Never.
always important.
Yeah, absolutely. My last question is: you obviously prepared. You played this a lot. Is this the correct deck choice for a tournament with 10 rounds? Because I feel like after 5 or 6 rounds, you might be losing your focus.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's not. It's not like ABC. You're just gonna do blah 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 ta-da. But it's because I've played it since I've been playing this deck for a long time. So even though if it's 5 or 7 rounds, it's engraved in my soul, in my dual spirit, right?
Oh, wow. Okay,
Yeah.
there we go. All right. So for you, it wouldn't be a problem, but if somebody just picks this up like one day prior to the tournament,
Yeah, I wouldn't advise that.
you wouldn't advise that.
No.
Okay, so there we get something out of you. Then. All right. So it's a cool deck. Let's just recap. It's a really cool deck. It's really flexible, very powerful, very consistent as well.
Yep.
Just you need a lot of practice with it.
Yeah.
All right, but you got that practice, so it's the great choice for you this weekend.
Yep.
And we would, of course, love to see you back here with that deck, maybe tomorrow in the top 64 or something.
I'm going to try my best. So
yeah, I definitely know for a fact you have your fans at home that keep their fingers crossed for you.
Yeah.
All right. With that, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Best of luck for the rest of the weekend. And we're going to be right back after another short break. The main event has already concluded round 2 like quite a few minutes ago. So there's a very strong chance that soon we're going to have the round 3 pairings. We're going to pick another feature match. If there's one particular player that you want to see on the feature match that you might either because he's your friend or because you know he's playing a crazy interesting deck this weekend, let us know. We do sometimes react to the Twitch commentary and comments in Twitch, and then we're going to try and pick him for a feature match later on. All right, guys, with that, we're going to be back as soon as we can with round 3 of YCS Liverpool 2016.
See you.